will doubts over an accused killer's citizenship spark a drastic change in Washington law?
I find this completely unacceptable. Our laws are not working in the way we need them to.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Grace DITZLER. Nadine is off tonight. He admitted shooting 5 innocent people in Western Washington 1 week ago tonight. But now the outrage over the Cascade Mall shooter's actions have turned from the rampage to his voting record. Arjan Shateen shot 5 people inside the Burlington, Washington Macy's store last Friday. After his arrest, it came to light that he immigrated from Turkey. He came into the country legally, but a Seattle TV station reported he was not a U.S. citizen, and he managed to vote in 3 elections. They've since corrected that story, saying he is, in fact, a citizen, but the confusion has already led to a proposed change in state law. KXLY 4's Melissa Luck working for you with a proposal to check voter citizenship before they're allowed to vote.
It's been a whirlwind of a week for state elections officials. County auditors from across the state happened to be meeting here in Spokane when news broke that the Cascade Mall shooter was voting, despite what one TV station said he was not a U.S. citizen. Even this morning, as she presented a change in the law to prevent this from happening, the Secretary of State was visibly shaken and unclear of the status of this man's right to vote in our state.
Mr. Satan registered to vote in 2014, and he's voted 3 times since. On each of those occasions, he affirmed that he was a citizen of the United States.
Flanked by county auditors from across Washington, Secretary of State Kim Wyman today used the Burlington shooter as an example of laws in our state that need to change. Laws that right now prevent the state from asking for proof that a would-be voter is a U.S. citizen.
We can't ask. We can't verify.
Today, Secretary Wyman laid out how she wants that changed. She wants Washington to get on board with the Real ID Act, already approved by Congress. It would require people to present citizenship verification to get a driver's license. Then, county elections offices could verify that when someone registers to vote. It would also include automatic registration, meaning once citizenship and other requirements are proven, that person would be automatically registered to vote.
And our goal is really to balance access and security. You can't have unlimited access, and you can't have such tight security that people can't engage. And that's what we're really trying to do, is balance those 2 things.
The station that originally reported Shetton's non-citizenship has since walked back the story, saying they've been told he is a citizen and is eligible to vote. The Secretary of State's office says the confusion itself proves their point, that it's time for Washington to join the other 47 states who already have Real ID in place. And nothing, of course, will happen in time for this election. It's something the legislature will very likely take up in January. Even if they don't do it now, they will have to figure out something soon. Homeland Security has already told Washington, get Real ID in place by 2018, or we won't be able to board a plane. I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY 4 News.
The woman running against Kim Wyman, Tina Podlodovsky, responded to Wyman's Real ID proposal, saying in part, Wyman is showing her true partisan Republican colors in an effort to score political points. Podlodovsky says it's a desperate move by Wyman, who she says is trailing in the polls. The ACLU has also expressed concern with Wyman's proposal.